What is your opinion totally on the justice, his sudden death?
It is
sudden death like this of a leader of this caliber. Seemingly to me, there's a God thing somewhere in this. God's trying to say something.
It's either God or the devil.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
yes.
it could be the devil.
Absolutely. But it's a spirit world. Okay, we'll put it that way, because it is it's an event that has some great significance to it.
Yeah, and I really don't like conspiracy theory. I don't like what it does to people.
Right.
With all these, Illuminati and all this. There's some truth to all that, but people get weird, and I don't like that. But I tell you, I can understand the conspiracy theories that are going to rise with Scalia's death.
Oh, yeah.
There's something really suspicious there for someone of this magnitude to die like that, and for them to not do an autopsy, but instead rush him to embalming. Something is awry there. Something really does need to be investigated, and the timing of it couldn't be worse for some of the key issues of our time, or as I believe some of those activists on the other side couldn't be better. There's something really fishy about this that needs to be answered. I don't know. I'm sure many people are going to be raising those questions.
It seems so obvious that you wouldn't think anybody would even try to do it in this open fashion. So that's why I would think it couldn't possibly be. But
if anyone had any sense
at all,
they would know.
But yet the power of that position changes the world. That one position can change the United States of America.
Far more than the presidency.
Yes.
Far more so than the presidency.
Absolutely.
Now, but anyone in their right mind who had anything to do with that should immediately know, if they were innocent, we've got to have an autopsy done.
Yeah. It was shocking to hear it.
Just to clear the air.
Right.
And now, it's really a serious issue.
Yeah.
This could fracture our nation and bring about civil war. It has that potential.
Wow.
That sounds extreme, but I tell you, you wait and see. It was the Supreme Court that brought on the first Civil War. We didn't have to have that Civil War. It was some of our Supreme Court decisions that were outrageous, unconstitutional, just like recent ones we've had. They only have and a lot of people don't realize this, the Supreme Court is not even given the authority in our Constitution to decide what's constitutional or not. That was given to the Congress, the House. That's why they were given the two greatest powers, power of the purse and the power of impeachment. Only the House, only the Congress can impeach. They can impeach judges or the executive, but the executive cannot impeach them, neither can the judicial impeach Congress. But there's, let's back up a little bit. This is talk about one other, we're trying to get all these candidates through. How about John Kasich?
Yeah,
Yes.
I wanted to ask
He was
you
next.
about him.
Okay, John Kasich, great guy, did a really good job as governor. He said one thing in the first debate that caused me to say, no way, we can't let this guy win. When he came out and said the decision of the Supreme Court they've now spoken on same-sex marriage, it's the law of the land, let's move on. When he said that, I said, that is not our guy. He doesn't even understand the Supreme Court with that statement. Now, suppose we'd said that with Dred Scott. I mean, the Supreme Court has gotten it wrong many times, and they had to be overturned. And just because they say, especially in an unconstitutional decision, which Judge Roberts, the Chief Justice, said, this has nothing to do with the Constitution. We have completely decoupled from the Constitution to be even making this decision on same-sex marriage. That was not authority given to the federal government, so it's reserved to the states or to the people. States can decide that. Well, look how I call it, and what Thomas Jefferson called it, judicial tyranny, which he thought would be the greatest threat to our republic. Out-of-control justices. And he's the father of modern liberalism. Considered the father. He saw judicial tyranny. Now, according to our Constitution, California had the right to vote on Proposition 8, whether they wanted same-sex marriage or not. Every state has that right. This is reserved to the states. They voted on it one federal judge overturned the will of millions of people and a state. Then it was found out he's homosexual in a relationship and wants to get married to a saint, and he's the one who overturns the will of the people, of millions of people in the entire state of California. That's judicial tyranny.
Yeah, that's right.
And the Supreme Court doesn't have that decision either, because that authority was not given to our federal government. States can decide that. Let them decide. That's perfectly constitutional. But when they have so broken loose from the Constitution and the moorings of the Constitution, my opinion, they no longer have authority. They need to be impeached.
Wow.